guys, it's PatrickStarrr. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have MamaStarrr. She is back with me. We are going to do a beautiful neutral smoky eye with a red lip. Are you excited?
Yes.
So she's here all the way from Orlando, Florida. If you guys didn't know, she came here before to do this beautiful tutorial, makeup on mature skin. It is such an easy tutorial. If you guys have not checked that out, I dropped so many tips and tricks on how to get a beautiful canvas, which kind of I incorporate today, but today's focus is gonna be mainly the eyes and the lips, but of course I'm not gonna skip the skin for all of you at home. So sit back, relax, enjoy, and put on a red lip. It is such a gorgeous look. I encourage everyone to have fun with color this year. Now that we are kind of in a mask-loose era, just have fun with color. Ultimately, don't forget that makeup is a one-size-fits-all. All right, we are back with MamaStarrr, and I'm gonna go ahead and start with the Bobbi Brown. This is the face base, and I really love this, and you can see massaging my mom's face is always so fun, and most of all, skin prep is really necessary when you wanna do full glam for any skin type, not for just mature skin, but for any skin, even myself included. Whether you're dry, oily, normal, skin prep is a must. Now, you saw I applied a little bit of the eye cream, and now I am doing the KIKI brow pencil. I like to start with the medium brow pencil, and this is really important to me when I'm starting to do makeup because I get to see the shape of her face, and you can see she has a very round face. The brows kind of like add the architecture for me, and you can see I'm going in, and it does look crazy at first, but knowing that I am going to do a more bold red lip with beautiful eyes, the brows look a little bit crazy on their own. So if you're at home watching and you're doing your makeup and you're like, oh my gosh, like the brows look crazy or there's too much foundation, you have to see everything in harmony based on the goal that you are trying to achieve. Now, because this was a more glamful look, I wanted to go ahead and clean up my mom's brows under the eye with some concealer. This really gives it that sharp look. Call it 2016, call it old school, but I feel like this is very, very glamorous for this kind of step. And just letting you all know, you don't have to do every single thing that I'm showing you guys today. It's just as a guide and showing you what I do on my mom in her 60s, and I feel like this is something that everyone can learn. Now, when it comes to the concealer, I like to kind of prime the eyes with that same concealer and clean up in between her brows too, which is what I do on mine. If you guys haven't seen my full coverage foundation routine, check that out. And right here, I'm using the Ultimate Setting Powder. If you guys have not tried the Ultimate Setting Powder, this is such an amazing powder. It's blurring, it really sets. My mom, she gets hot easily around her forehead, and if you have more sweaty skin or more oily skin, this is amazing for you. Now, for the smoky eye, I didn't want to do anything too advanced or too dramatic because my mom has the extra skin and hooded eyes, so I kind of have to work with her eyes closed and also her eyes open, because sometimes when you're doing mature women, the makeup looks very different when the eyes are closed versus when the eyes are open. So for her, my go-to is always doing an overall wash of color on the lid, and I like to take this color Soft Serve in the Visionary eyeshadow palette and just blend this up into the eye, and you can see this is just so beautiful and gorgeous. And I'm taking that lighter shade Mango and a little bit of Manila Sands, like a cream shadow, to kind of blend it up into the concealer. When it comes to eyeshadows, you guys, the best thing for a blend is setting the concealer, because it's just more foolproof that way, and you can get an easier blend because the eyeshadows aren't sticking to a wet base. Now, out there, I know that people love using the wet technique when you put shadow on a wet base, and that's completely fine. But for someone that's more mature and someone that just wants something more easy, having this translucent powder on the eyelid really, really helps. Now, this eyeliner, if you guys haven't seen it already, this is Busty Brown. It is the most gorgeous brown shade of my life, and I really love this. And this is in a gel pencil. This is so beautiful on her eyes, and this looks a little bit scary, but I'm getting in her tight line under her lash, and she's comfortable because I've done this millions of times on her. I feel like this really complements her skin tone, also like her contact color, and we're not going for something black because I know that the red lip is going to be there, and the brown just adds this like air of softness on the skin. Now, speaking of skin, we are going to secure the blur. This Secure the Blur primer is literally so freaking good. There's niacinamide, witch hazel, microspheres that blur the skin. I like to rub it in and activate it to really allow the makeup to stick. And this is literally like a makeup magnet, and I'm really just applying this all over her face. And now on this part, we are taking the Beauty Blur Balm in the shade Medium 2. This one has rosy undertones, but even though it has a rosy undertone, doesn't mean that it's like red. As you can see, it's canceling out all of the redness in her skin. And guys, we are shooting with a very high definition camera and also expensive lighting, so hopefully you're able to see the difference in the transformation of the skin. And you guys see the difference of the texture there and also over here. And guess where that comes from? The skin prep that we did earlier. So you saw how I rubbed in the primer, I rubbed in the skincare, the Bobbi Brown face base, and now pressing this in with a sponge, it really is setting up the base for success. And I love this so much. And my mom loves this too. It's easy for her to use, it's very simple, and she knows to prep her skin accordingly based on how her skin is feeling that day. Now for under the eyes, I'm using the Butter Silk Concealer in the shade Medium 1 Neutral mixed with Medium 2 with red undertones. Everything will be listed down below in the comments and also in the description if you guys want to see the exact shades. But Butter Silk Concealer, I feel like, is so underrated. It's so good. It has an amazing staying powder. It's really silky on the skin and it really stays. And I love this for myself and also for women like my mom. And this really blends in seamlessly, especially when used with a sponge. Now I'm gonna go ahead and apply this under the eyes, and you can see the skin looks even. It is giving flawless finish, and that's because of the one size base products. Now for this part, as the BBB cream is wet and also the concealer, I am taking the cream shade in the shade Very That. And I'm taking the cream, there's a little lid on it like you can see there, and I'm taking this and just feathering this on the cheeks to be so beautiful and gorgeous, and I'm literally obsessed with this. So just go ahead and stamp this all over the face and make sure it's feathered out. You can stop here. If you're a dry skin user and you have that type of skin, stop right here. You don't have to use any powder, but for her, because I know she gets a little bit more sweaty, and she lives in Florida, you guys. So being in Florida, I feel like growing up there and you're a makeup lover, the humidity, the heat, the sun, it just gets to you. And even though my mom is from the Philippines and has been in the US for a very long time, and in Florida, we still get very hot up in Florida. I'm sure that's a thing in other states that are very hot. So powder, as you can imagine, is my best friend, and also for someone with oily skin. So I use that all over her face, set it with the ultimate setting powder like that we use on the eyes. And over here, I'm taking the Turn Up the Base, the powder foundation, and just rubbing that in and just patting it in to not disturb all the creams underneath. But you see, we haven't even applied powder blush, and the cream blush is just peeking through beautifully. If you're scared that like, oh my god, this is so much powder, just don't think that I'm saying that this has to be what you have to do. I'm just doing this according to her skin type and what she wants to achieve, and she's always like in love. And this is very photogenic when it comes to how it looks on camera. So right there, I applied a little bit of the matte blush and now the shimmer blush. And now we are taking a little bit of this Made for Shade Bronze and Sculpt Trio. And this is the medium palette. I'm literally obsessed with these palettes. They're so freaking beautiful, and I'm just gonna use this all around the forehead. If you guys haven't tried this, try this. Go to your Sephora, swatch it, look at it, try it. And the one thing about these palettes is that there's a neutral, a cool, and a warm in each palette depending on the shade family that you're in. So for example, my mom is in the medium. We use medium 2, we use medium concealer, and I'm gonna take the medium palette. So just so you know, so if you are in the fair or the light, you wouldn't necessarily go for the fair or light unless you want something more dramatic in terms of the contrast when it comes to your sculpting bronzer. Now for here, we are just contouring a little bit of the nose, adding a little bit of shapes, because you know, Filipinos, we got the flat noses, so we just want to add definition. This is not a must. You don't have to do this, but again, it's artistry because makeup is a one size fits all, yes. And this is just a beautiful way to define your features and make them stand out. And I feel like this is very photogenic for the face because we want to bring back the features through bronzing. Now for her lashes, I love the Ardell Wispies for my mom. She's not really into like the huge lashes, but this really looks gorgeous on her. I would use this for her on events, red carpets, weddings, and it's an easy go-to because the lash band is so thin and flexible. Now for the brows, I applied a little bit of brow gel, and over here I am taking a little bit of the Soft Serve eyeshadow and adding a little bit of that underneath the eye just to balance. Now I kind of do the eyes out of order, like I'll do the eyeshadow, then I'll do the face, and then I'll do the lower lash line. I do that because I want to see how much the top of the eye is giving to complement the bottom of the eye, and sometimes I want to get a little bit of the concealer just to conceal all of the hyperpigmentation. You can see right there I curled the lashes. I'm applying a little bit of this Bodacious Black Point Made gel eyeliner, and this will just seal the deal and make the face and the eyes look complete. If you're wondering why your lashes don't look as good, don't blame it on the lashes, maybe blame it on how much waterline is showing, and hopefully that will inspire you to get a fuller lash look just through eyeliner. Now speaking of liner, we are going to line the lips. I am taking, I believe, Brick by MAC. This is a lip pencil, Brick or Cherry, I believe. And we are gonna fill in with a liquid lipstick. And when it comes to the lips and red lips, do not be scared because you may mess up and screw up your lip shape, but just know with a little bit of a cotton swab and a little bit of makeup remover, you can even it out. And when I was applying this red lipstick, I haven't put red lipstick on anyone in so long that it came out a little bit janky and a little bit uneven, so I went ahead and corrected it with a little bit of concealer, which I think is very important. Finish it off with a little bit more blush now that the lip is on, so we can see how intense for the blush to go. We're gonna go ahead and spray Preserve the Surf all over the face. We're gonna throw on a wig and we'll be right back for the finished look. All right, everyone, this is the finished look. She is giving glamour. It is giving neutral, beautiful, smoky, but all the attention is on this red lip. And let's not forget, the lip is supported by the blush. It's a beautiful peach blush, our cheek clapper by One Size. And I think everyone should rock this at home, going out. It's literally such a classic look that has been engraved in beauty for years. This look is never gonna go away. It's such a go-to. I encourage women over 60 like my mom to try it at home. If you guys want to see more looks with my mom, comment down below. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, and don't forget, makeup is a one size fits all. Bye.